Very little faith. And everybody wants to take the beaten track. You know, yesterday in our report, you saw how some regions cannot be reached even by a jeepable road, which means the messengers of the gospel must be ready to encounter any kind of hardship, and instead of the Volkswagen, they must use the Volkswagen, which has come to be in disuse these days. You know, what's wrong about walking? I'm told that I should walk just to live. I need to walk. And I don't find the time to do it, but my wife manages to rout me out on occasion. You know, today there are regions still unreached and desperately in need of help. You know, I would say to some fellows who are here, if you die today, how long do you think you'll be missed in your department or vocation? Couple of days? 1 week? At most, let's say a month. But there are enough people to fill the gap. But there are regions where there's no help at all. I can't understand a Christian heart which is taking care of people who are already adequately cared for. The Good Samaritan story, evidently, they never read. They never did. Or it's a nursery story, left best in the nursery. You know, the way we react shows how unreal we have gotten. And I can't stand for that. The hour is too late for that kind of dithering and procrastination. Here, the blind man was told, rise, 49th verse, Mark 10:49. Rise, be of good comfort, rise, he calleth you. And casting away his garment, rose and came to Jesus. You see, there is always the exercise of faith. What's the use of telling a blind fellow, hey, rise and go? Where is a man to rise and go when he is blind? That's faith. My dear friends, you know, the Lord Jesus Christ said, you are of greater value than many sparrows. I don't know whether you really believe that. But when I see birds surviving in Michigan, one of the coldest regions with a very long winter. And not a grain of ground on the ground. Not a grain. How do those birds manage? Some of them, of course, migrate south, but the majority of the birds are not the migratory birds. God, who can take care of those birds in the midst of the severest winter, certainly can take care of you and me. He does not forget. So we constantly see these miracles, and sometimes I ask people. Recently I asked somebody, hey, how did you manage? How many guests did you expect for the wedding? Some 600. How many turned up? 900. How did you feed them? Oh, as we served the food, it multiplied. I tell you, folks, we constantly see these things, and they have become just a part of the work. Now, first, the crowd had to be encountered. Come on, hush it, hush up, hush up, hush up. That's what folks said to my dad, When God called my dad, there was an old friend of his who told me, a professor, who told me that when Dad was called to the life of faith, there was literally no one around who was operating that way. It's always been, our helpers or those that subscribe or send donations, they're out of work, and so our donations are all down. Someone said to me recently about a very great mission, and I was very grieved to hear this. Godly missionaries have been withdrawn from the fields because there's no funding. The dollar has gone down, so godly missionaries have been withdrawn. I felt very sad. What? When has Christian work become so dependent on money? What has happened to the widow's barrel of meal and cruse of oil? It's all gone. You see, the welfare state, between the welfare state and a decadent church, faith has vanished. What shall I get? What shall I get? Instead of what shall I give? You see, it's a mindset. And tell me, when are you going to feel, oh, you know, all my needs are perfectly met and all I need to do now is to give some away? When do you think you're going to feel that way in this modern setup? Oh, I don't have this. I must get this. I must buy this. I must keep up with the Joneses. Oh, I think my carpet has gotten dirty. And I think time to change it. Anyway, Christmas is coming, you know. And I don't have until 1920 to pay the bill. 2090, 2020. You know, they give you a long rope these days. You have nothing to pay next year. You just take this home, and you have got the whole of your lifetime to pay the rest. And what kind of people do we have? They have perhaps half a brain. Anybody here who has gotten into brain transplants? Many in the Christian church need it badly. Yeah, you know, folks. And so nobody keeps abreast. So what must suffer? The poor fellow who has fallen among thieves and is dying must be left to die. That's it. Where there is no vision, the people perish. You know, folks, I found when I started preaching in America as a young fella, I found a great new hindrance. I said, boy, these young fellows are never going to do anything for God. They're so preoccupied with their girlfriends. So every little time they can get, they're out on a date or something. Whenever are they going to serve the Lord? You see, that's an idolatry of another type. A very absorbing kind of an idolatry. And, you know, people have gotten into that pattern around the world, and that's how they feel. Hours, days, years are wasted. And by the time they wake up, you know, they are turning gray or bald or whatever. And then, of course, we don't like any disturbance in our churches, naturally. There is the recording that will be ruined and all that kind of thing. So, a woman with 1 or 2 children stays home for some years till she has gone out of the habit of going to the place of worship. Now, these are all the things that are taking place around us. And we should be perfectly aware of them. So, there is no family prayer.